Now being joined by the head coach of the Arizona State Sun Devils, Bobby Hurley. Right here. Good. John, nice to meet you. Bobby, if you'd like, you can start with an opening statement and open the floor for questions.
Well, it was a very emotional couple of days, just a roller coaster really, leading into Selection Sunday, and just playing different scenarios out, and the tension and the anxiety about wanting to be in this field and feeling like you deserve to play. And so it was just an amazing feeling when we were selected, and just so happy for my players. My seniors have been with me since my first year at Arizona State, and have gone through some tough times, and it was great to see them experience that moment on Sunday. And just we've had great practices, and there's kind of renewed life and enthusiasm to what we're doing. So we're really, really enthusiastic about the opportunity to play tomorrow.
Questions for Coach Hurley on the right, on the aisle?
Hi, I'm Mitch Stacy with the AP. With your team being a bubble team and your history in the tournament, what's it like to be in the unfamiliar position of having to prove that you belong here?
Yeah, I mean, I think at one point in late December, we're at Arizona, and we're down 2 with 35 seconds left, and there's a loose ball, and it's a tie-up, and we don't have the arrow, or else we have a chance to go down the floor to tie or take the lead, and probably on Monday, if we win, be the #1 team in the country. So to ride that roller coaster and to see us have our struggles and lose a lot of close games and not win at the level that we had hoped. We put ourselves in that position, but we had a special non-conference. The guys, the memories they gave us at Kansas and Xavier, I think put us in a great position. And we beat Kansas State on a neutral, and we played St. John's on a neutral, and St. John's has talent. They proved what they could do. They fought a lot of injuries and such. And then San Diego State was another good win. So we accumulated a lot of victories versus teams that were either in the NCAA tournament or considered in the tournament. So I think that helped us. But in the future, I hope to not have to put myself through that if we're having a great season, to just close it out a little better, to take any of the doubt out.
Front left.
Hi, Tressa Tedrick at KPNX TV. Coach, with the expectations when they were doing so well in non-conference play at the top of the top, and then with that slump during conference play, do you think now that you're actually in the tournament, you could take like a deep breath, you can breathe a sigh of relief, like, okay, now we're here, let's get back to playing basketball?
Yeah, I mean, Trey Holders had an outstanding season as a senior. He was 40 points against Xavier, 30 against Kansas, 29 at Arizona. He's that type of player. To see that guy, at my house on Sunday just break down and cry, and Trey is, he's got a poker face, man. He doesn't show a ton of emotion outwardly. To see him, have that moment, man, it was unbelievable. So I just feel like in practice, we were awesome, yesterday. And there was the energy, guys flying around. Romello White took a charge today. I mean, I've never seen that before. So there are things happening that haven't happened, and I know our players are going to turn it loose, and they're very, very excited to play.
Here in the front right.
Bobby, I asked you guys about playing against Syracuse's zone. You actually played against it when you were a freshman.
Yes.
10 points, or 10 assists, I think, but 6 turnovers maybe.
Thanks for reminding me of that, Doug.
What do you remember about that zone, and does it look any different today?
Well, I mean, what I remember from that game was as a freshman, it was my first game on TV, and it was my first big-time game. It was a Big East ACC challenge, and I think Derek Coleman won the tip, and he tipped it to Billy Owens, and then Billy Owens took like 2 dribbles, and then I was the last guy back, and then he threw a lob to Stevie Thompson, and he just dunked it right over me. That was like, first 10 seconds of my college career. So that's kind of what I remember from that game. I don't remember specifically playing against it But yeah, we had a ton of experience this year. As we got to league play, teams saw, they can't let, our guards get in the paint, so a lot of teams zoned us, so we faced a lot of zone defense, and especially Washington, I guess, would be a mirror image of how Syracuse plays their zone. But I mean, no one does it as well as they do. So got a big challenge in terms of attacking it and proving that we're capable of, executing and playing great offense against a team that plays a zone, because we didn't always handle it great in conference play.
We're hearing it right on the aisle, then one in.
Chancellor Johnson, Cronkite News. Your former assistant coach, Nate Oates, he's taking on, now the head coach of Buffalo, he's taking on your in-state rival in Arizona. What would it mean for you to see him possibly take down U of A, and have you given him any advice?
I mean, Nate and I talk quite a bit. We're very good friends. Obviously, we spent a couple of years working together and shared a championship together, and I'm always invested in his success. And he's a great coach, and he doesn't particularly need my advice. I gave him a couple of nuggets of things that that we focused on when we played Arizona, and we played him very well. Each time we played him this year, so I know he's gonna. He's a worker. He's watching film. He's gonna have his guys ready to play. Arizona's playing at a phenomenal level right now. They've gotten so much better over the last couple of weeks.
You're going to right, then we'll go here.
Mike Waters from the Syracuse Post-Standard. Bob, what do you remember, if anything, about Coach Boeheim recruiting you, or maybe any other memories of him being down there at St. Anthony's over the years recruiting your dad's players?
I just remember, when I was coming up, he coached great point guards, and that was very, very attractive for me to want to consider playing at Syracuse. I saw Pearl Washington play, Sherman Douglas, and those were guys I looked up to when I was coming up. And I remember an unofficial visit I had at Syracuse, and I saw them play in the Big East regular season championship game. It came down to the last regular season game with Pittsburgh at the Carrier Dome, and it was just a special environment. So they were right there. I just when I visited Duke, it was just I couldn't say no to that. But it was I always enjoyed the possibility of going there, and always thought what a great coach Coach Boeheim was.
Turn left.
Coach Boeheim had actually mentioned, obviously your rich integrated basketball family and history with coaches and just among the sport, but apparently your mom is the biggest fan of the game, and just kind of how she dictates and kind of her passion for the game too.
Yeah, my family is is probably part of the reason I love it the way I do, and I'm so expressive about that as I coach. But yeah, I mean, she I never would have gotten where I am without my mom, and what all great moms do. They don't get a lot of credit for all the work they put in, getting me to tournaments and practices. As I grew up, and then she always she kept score. She did every game for my dad. So that rarely happens in a family.
Yep, front left again.
Coach, can you talk a little bit more, obviously very passionate about your senior core, and then with Cody Justice being from Arizona, so putting his team and his city on the map too in this moment? Yeah, I mean,
Cody was the first guy I hugged after, and he's again a day one guy with me, and just works at it, and has had so many great moments, and just wanted to see that him and Trey and Shannon go out the right way, and with a tournament appearance and a chance to advance in the tournament. And just this is the beginning, hopefully for us in establishing a standard for Arizona State basketball and what we want to do, and having young guys in the program now that could get to the tournament. It's that's what we're hoping to do moving forward, and these guys are the foundation for that. Trey, Shannon, and Cody.
You go front right.
Bobby, throughout the season, you often had Mickey Mitchell in the middle of the zone. Just what makes him, what do you like about him in the middle of the zone in that position? Yeah,
Mickey's, I think, got a good feel for the game. He's, very good IQ, good passer. He's strong. When he catches it, rarely do guys just take the ball from him. And then he's got the vision to move it. And then, he's physical. Kind of a downhill attack guy too from the high post. So. you have to, you can't beat, a zone as good as Syracuse's zone, one way. You got to do it multiple ways. And obviously the high post is important, and you need a guy in there that makes good decisions. And I think Mickey does a great job in that role.
Turn left on the aisle.
Coach, you referenced that weekend in December against St. John's and Kansas at the time as a tournament preview or a way to get your guys prepared. How do you think your guys have kind of mirrored that experience coming into this game?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't talk a ton about that, and this setup is a little different. We're just kind of focusing on this game, and you're at the point now, your season, if you're not locked into who you're playing and how to attack your opponent, then it's going to end quick. So that's just my mindset, my approach. But when we're setting up scheduling, we schedule hard because we want to prepare our guys for the NCAA tournament. That's why you go to Kansas and you play Xavier on a neutral, and all these games that we played, high-level games, and been in a lot of wars this year, and you hope that pays dividends this time of year.
Front right.
Allow yourself as a younger coach to think about what's the opposite bench and Jim Boeheim and what he's done, and Hall of Fame coach, all the Final Fours he's been to. Is that your thought process?
Well, I mean, it's just greater appreciation, for how good he is, how successful a guy like Coach Boeheim is, to be able to deliver, tournament appearances and Final Fours and national championships for that period of time and sustain it, as a program is unbelievable. It's, I had like an unusual out of the box playing experience. Like I thought you're just supposed to go to the NCAA tournament and go to Final Fours, and that's just how it is. No, it's really difficult. I learned that, at Wagner. I learned that at Buffalo, how difficult it is for a mid-major to win your conference tournament so you get to the NCAA field. And same thing at ASU. It's been a steep climb. There's been a lot of adversity. It's not easy to get to this event. So you feel completely fortunate and excited for the opportunity if you make the NCAA tournament field. So it's impressive what a coach like Coach Boeheim has been able to do year in and year out for the career he's had.
Yep, front right again.
I wanted to ask you about this. Your guys were talking a little bit about a preseason run that you guys did, I think up a mountain or in the
Yeah.
desert, and how you finished right up at the top group. And I've heard that you do this, you really can't get your day started without some sort of morning workout type thing. How important is, what do you do, and how important is that just to your process of getting ready?
I mean, I think it's always with me. I try and push my limits, to what I do. And I mean, this morning for a guy, I mean, I was in the 21s for 3 miles, and that's just my goal. And I'll just crank the treadmill up as high as I could tolerate, and then I'll run as fast as I can, for about that period of time, and then I move on. But it's, I want to set the tone for myself to, right away get my day going with that. I thought that thing was beneficial, that run. It was hot when we did it. It took us almost an hour. It was, I think, about 6 miles, and it was uphill, and you had to get to the top and back down, and guys were struggling, man. It was, but you do things like that, and you hope that it builds, a mental toughness, ability to fight through things, and push your limits.
Did you say 3 miles, 7 minutes? You trying to get under 7?
No, I'm in the 21 somewhere, for 3 miles on the treadmill. Yeah.
Any further questions for Coach?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Bobby.